Caution's going to be out. We've got a big one down the backstretch. Looks like several drivers involved here. We've got folks up backwards and a bunch of debris down the backstretch. Jeff Ryan. Looks like Nick Holt may have been involved. Gerald Livingston. Looks like he may have missed it, but Brian Wortman was able to get through. Let's go back here and take a look. This is around Jeff Dillon, TJ Allen, and Tyler McAhee here. Let's take a look. Oh, had some help coming out of 2 and just nowhere to go. And that is going to unfortunately take out a bunch of these race cars here tonight. It's Charlotte Motor Speedway. As we are under the caution for the first time here tonight for the Sunday Night Thunder crew. Tyler Dalton leads, Justin Fuller, Glenn Campbell to Dalton England, Cody Keller, your top 5. Again, under caution here on lap number 9. Let's quickly kind of take a look through the field here and talk about some last week race notes. Again, Pedro Mojica right now currently sitting 6th. That driver was able to bring home a win last week from the pole. Looking to potentially have another strong night again here at Charlotte. Meanwhile, Justin Fuller, who started on the pole here tonight, that driver just, Justin Fuller, rather, top of the points right now. 2 wins on the season. Looking pretty good, has led a bunch of laps, but had a rough week at Homestead and not able to convert that into a win. Actually, I believe he got wrecked fairly early at Homestead. Another driver we want to pay close attention to here tonight is Joe Mustaine Jr. And I believe he may have had a little bit of damage. Either way, Joe last week had a phenomenal race week in terms of the points. He's only had 2 top 10 finishes so far this season, but finished 8th last week from a 33rd place position start. And that was a huge points night for Joe Mustaine. And I believe, let's see, where did that take him from the points position? It did. That was up 25 spots at Homestead, or was able to climb 25 spots in the positions there at Homestead. So kudos to that driver there as we're under caution again for the first time tonight. Here at Charlotte, Tyler Dalton leads. We're going to get the 1 to go signal there from the pace car. Again, glad you're with us here tonight on Sunday Night Thunder, right here on Turn 1. We're going to have a new series announcement here at right around lap number 50. So look forward to that. Just a hint, it does involve the Sunday Night Thunder crew right here. I'm sorry, the Sim 500 crew right here. So I look forward to you guys hearing about some new exciting racing coming to the channel. Hey, Great Lakes. Yeah, absolutely. Was qualifying time. We saw Justin Fuller take the pole. Him and Tyler Dalton switched a couple spots here in the early going. Again, if you're over on the vertical stream or you're live over on the horizontal on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're at, thanks so much for being here. Tyler Dalton gets it right back down to the restart zone and the green flag back out. Lap number 12. Dalton able to really scream away there on the bottom. We did not see Fuller able to do that. But Dalton making it look easy. Dalton England, by the way, had worked his way up to 3rd. Looking on the outside of Fuller. They're going to try to make it 3 wide coming out of 4. Gonna think better of it. Oh, England's gonna get loose. That's gonna make everybody 3 wide coming across the stripe. So far, everybody's able to hang on. Tyler Dalton, though. Oh! That was Glenn Campbell that just went for a ride. I believe that was off the nose of, who was that? Was that Justin Fuller that may have caused that? Either way, Green's going to continue to stay out. I think Fuller and Campbell may have got collected there. We may go back and take a look at that in just a moment. Still green flag, Tyler Dalton. Pedro Mojica now move up to P2. Stephen Miles, Cody Keller, and Fuller now back to 5th after that contact. Dalton England, he was a little loose there on the restart, was on that high line coming out of 4. And yeah, was able to save that. The rest of the field was able to check up. Mike Kelly up 17 spots, up into 7th so far here tonight. Anthony Calatoni and Tommy Ryan, your top 10. As we just pans away, it's a 3-wide drag race down the backstretch. They get a smooth back out coming out of 3, or coming into 3. But you can definitely tell these Sunday Night Thunder drivers know how to hold a wheel. Meanwhile, Fuller is glued to the bumper of Cody Keller coming across the start-finish line. England hanging on out top. But out front, the driver of the 19, Tyler Dalton. We had this conversation. I feel like we have it at least, I don't know, once a month, twice a month, it probably almost every week, whatever. But Tyler Dalton is always really solid. Most of the nights here shows a lot of flashes of speed. And when he gets up front, he is somebody to contend with. One thing, though, that plagues Dalton is tire wear. We see that car pop off really fast and is strong up front, but only lasts for so long, and he ends up wearing it out, losing a bunch of track position. Will tonight be the 19's night to dominate here at Charlotte? We're going to find out. Yeah, oh, goodness. In about 82 laps. Speaking of dominating here tonight, Pedro Mojica. Again, he's up 6 spots, currently sitting 2nd. Not the qualifying effort Mojica wanted to see, as he actually is starting to run down Dalton just a little bit. But that 50 car out front led some strong laps last week, but qualified up front, let the pit strategy kind of play out, work back in his favor. But tonight, started back a little further in the field, has worked his way up to P2. Another really quick driver just looking for a consistent finish here tonight. Stephen Miles is currently sitting 3rd. Just off the nose of Justin Fuller. Oh, he's going to make contact with Pedro Mojica there. They both keep it straight, but 2 cars sideways as they come out of 4. That is going to scatter out our top 4 quite a bit. Fuller now looking to the outside. I'm sorry, that's Miles looking to the inside of Dalton England, while Justin Fuller has worked his way all the way back up to 3rd. He was able to get by Dalton England as everybody works. Oh, it gets skinny right there out of 4. Everybody works through some lap traffic. England charging hard on the high line, trying to get back up to the 51. Looking at lap times as they roll here through lap 21. Tyler Dalton a 29.80. Pedro Mojica a 29.76. Pedro, the fastest driver of the top 10, followed by Tyler Dalton. We'll take a look again as they come across the stripe out of 4. These laps fly by pretty quick here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. There you go, a 29.83. Oh, and the caution's out. We got cars off the track coming out of 4. 2 cars spun around there. That's Tyler. Oh, no, that's unfortunately the 18. He was involved earlier. We got cars still spinning. Everybody tried to dodge it there. See if we can take a quick look. Let's see if we can, this involving Tyler McGehee. Oh no, several damaged cars back there, just not playing nice. I think Tyler got involved with that. So did Zach Hummel. Kevin England also involved. And that, unfortunately, just due to some wrecked cars back there towards the rear of the field, all fighting for those positions. Meanwhile, we about 10 laps ago, we saw Glenn Campbell potentially make some contact with Justin Fuller. Let's take a look. Coming down the backstretch, Fuller to the inside. Campbell coming down, Fuller going up. And that's going to send him into the grass. So that does wrap that up. Fuller and Campbell make contact here in the early going at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tyler Dalton continues to lead. Pedro Mojica, Justin Fuller, your top three. We're going to step aside. You're watching Turn 1. Back live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway under the lights. Getting ready to go back green flag racing for the Sunday Night Thunder crew. Blue Blocks, Fruit Gaming, hello. Watching over on the YouTube vertical stream. Blocks, thanks so much for being here. Tyler Dalton now front, Pedro Mojica, Justin Fuller, Dalton England, Anthony Calatoni, your top five. As these guys get ready to get back ripping under the lights here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. One of my favorite tracks, really, on the iRacing circuit. It's a quick half mile, lots of banking, really fast, especially you know, with the right car and handling combination. And I've had many of races on the network here. I think I finished third in a Coke 600 special event, and I run so many Xfinity and truck races here. Street stocks back in the heyday for rookies. Charlotte Motor Speedway is a cool place, and glad to see the Sim 500 Sunday Night Thunder crew doing it proud here as we get ready to get back green flag racing on lap number 26. Tyler Dalton leads. Pedro Mojica, Justin Fuller, Dalton England, Anthony Calatoni, your top five. Stephen Miles, Mike Kelly, Cody Keller, Seth Foudy, Joey Gattina, your top 10. We've got 40 cars signed up for this race. We got a lot of folks down pit road, though, do some damage. Either way, into the restart zone they go. Tyler Dalton in charge. Green flag back out. Fuller tied to the bumper of England. But outside, Pedro Mojica is not going to let the 19 escape there. 3 wide back behind him. That's Fuller, Dalton England, and Stephen Miles making it 3 wide. England learned his lesson a couple laps ago and got it figured out. Meanwhile, new leader, Pedro Mojica. up high. Tyler Dalton's going to lose time. Mohica's going to be single file down the backstretch. And in the lead here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He's going to bring Stephen Miles with him. Dalton England is going to be up to third. Tyler Dalton has flushed all the way back to third there in just that one lap. Justin Fuller, Mike Kelly really know where to go. Meanwhile, last week's race winner from Homestead, the driver of the 50 car out front. Now, what was chaos here for the first 25 laps or so is relatively calm top five. Mostly single filed out. As I say that, Tyler Dalton and Dalton England are going to make a liar out of me as they come out of two. England on the high line. He's been running that upper lane a little bit here tonight. Justin Fuller now is going to move up there as well. This is going to allow these drivers to really get a run off the corner, but it gets really tight there coming out of four. I can't describe it. You'd have to run it, but there's really not a whole lot of room, and the car could get out of whack coming out of four and through the tri-oval there. Fuller, though, back to the bottom in one. England nearly has, Dalton nearly has England cleared. And then it's back to a drag race. These two are really holding up traffic back behind them a little bit, too. That's Kelly Calatoni, Keller back there. Meanwhile, Pedro Mojica, last time by a 29.79. Not the fastest in the top five. The driver that is the one right behind him. That is Stephen Miles. Really putting on a clinic here. He is up 2 spots tonight, but fell back early. Now, Miles riding around in that second place position, looking for an opportunity here. To take that lead away from Mojica. Miles is going to be really strong down the backstretch and off into turn 3. He had a really great launch out of 2. Dalton now moves to the high line, sitting third. Miles gets bundled or gets slowed up a little bit on the bottom. That is going to let Dalton reel him in. Here comes Fuller as well. We got cars spinning, several cars through the grass. Everybody trying to dodge somebody back there. Looks like Byron Daly, Seth Faldy potentially involved in this. Let's take a look. 2 and 3 wide back here. They get caught up in it. Oh no, right there just across the nose. Not what you want to see happen coming out of 4. As I mentioned, we were just talking about how tight it gets out of turn 4. And unfortunately, Seth Faldy, Byron Daly are going to pay for it. Out front, Pedro Mojica, Tyler Dalton, Stephen Miles, Justin Fuller, Mike Kelly, your top 5. I imagine we'll see some folks come down pit road here. Let's take a look before we step aside. A couple drivers from the top 5 did hit pit road. Dalton England. Man, actually, the field pretty much split, especially those on the lead lap. A lot of folks came down pit road. Are going to take those tires. Remember, for this group on Sunday nights, there is 2 sets of Goodyears out in the pits. It looks like they're going to take advantage of them. We're going to be under caution here. Lap number 34. You're watching Turn 1. A long list of drivers head down pit road. That last time by, but there's a couple that have not. Our top 6, all led by the 50 car. Pedro Mojica, Tyler Dalton, Stephen Miles, Justin Fuller, Tommy Ryan. He came down pit road lap 23. Anthony Calatoni is the only other driver who's going to start outside of that row 3 there, who has not been down pit road in the top 10. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. Everybody else, basically from 10th on back, came down pit road. Fresh rubber. That's a full fuel tanks. About to really come out into fruition here tonight at Charlotte for the Sunday Night Thunder Sim 500 group. By the way, if you didn't hear, we're going to have a series announcement right around lap 50. You're going to want to be here for that, so make sure you stay with us on the stream. If you haven't already done so, like, subscribe, follow, do what you need to do to get connected. We'd really appreciate the support. Pace car is going to head down pit road. The 50 is going to get him down to the restart zone. Tyler Dalton's going to hug the outside. Back to the green flag they go. Lap number 36. Two and 3 wide back behind Pedro Mojica. Everybody looking a little darty up front here. But they get single filed out fairly quick with the exception of Ryan and Dalton. Oh, Fuller's gonna make wall contact. He was up high in the corner. Saw some sparks flying off the 51. But up front, Miles not looking to give up just yet there on that hope to lead some laps here tonight. Mojica continued to lead Tommy Ryan. Again, came down pit road lap number 23. This track position's paying off for him. I believe that driver has a set of tires. You're starting to see those really pay off. He just set the fastest lap of the night, a 29:27 as they roll through turn number 1 and 2. We're going to see the 6 car look to the inside and take that spot away from Pedro Mojica. New leader, Tommy Ryan. Our top 3 again, single filed out, everybody back behind him. Glenn Campbell, Tyler Dalton. Some new tires really starting to scream through this top 10 field here. And you're starting to see that chaos kind of ensue. It's Calatoni's back there. Who was that back there? That's Logan Koger. Oh, Logan just blinked hard there. He was in a 3-wide battle for a second. Either way, they're going to get single filed out here. This is the most we've seen all night here. Lap 40, right up front. And starting to drive away from the 50. Ryan again up 8 places tonight and currently leading some of the first laps here of the season out of the 6 machine. And all of a sudden, Tyler Dalton looking a little off pace. He cycled all the way back to 7th. Here comes, who was that? Is that Troy Hoyt? It is. Troy's going to squeeze by on the bottom. Troy, again, one of those drivers that came down pit road. So was Mike Kelly. Mike currently sitting 18 spots up on the night, currently running 6th. Also, one of the beneficiaries of some 4 fresh tires here. No tire savings in the books for Ryan. Again, as I mentioned, he set the fastest lap we've seen so far tonight at 29:27. Blistering pace out of the 6. Last time by, though, ran a 29:80. Meanwhile, the driver sitting 5th, Mike Kelly, up 19 spots. On the bottom here, not a lot of room to go much of anywhere. It's kind of been his bottleneck. As we see the car in front of him get in the wall, I believe that was Campbell. But Kelly, last time by, was the fastest in the top 5 by about 2/10. We go back up front, though, and Ryan's starting to slow up a little bit, 29.90. So those cars back behind him are going to start reeling them in. Mojica and Campbell now side by side. Campbell charging through the field. Again, one of those drivers that took tires, lap 23, has worked his way up front here. Mind you, nobody in the field can really play the fuel strategy aspect of this. That fuel run being about 50 laps here, or 60 laps or so at Charlotte Motor Speedway for these ARCA machines. Not a whole lot of back and forth except right here. That's Mike Kelly. We were talking about him marching his way forward. Now up 22 spots. He's going to take that second place away from Glenn Campbell. Mike Kelly up into the top two for the first time tonight here at Charlotte. Side by side they go. That's Miles and Troy Hoyt working their way out of 4 here as they approach lap 47. Closing in on the halfway point of tonight's event for the Sim Racing 500 Sunday Night Thunder crew right here on Turn 1. We appreciate you being here. I'm Sean Fitz. So excited you found Turn 1. We got a lot of racing action. Both left here tonight as we see Fuller. Looked like he really got a high entry off into the corner. And then that driver back behind him, who was that? It's a lap down car, actually. Is that Joe Hudson? It is. Hudson may make contact there. Fuller up high again. Saw more sparks coming out of the 51. Not the night Fuller wanted to see, I don't think. I imagine he had visions of going up front and dominating here tonight. Especially after what I imagine was not a great experience at Homestead. I believe he wrecked out pretty early. But nonetheless, we're glad you found us here on Turn 1 because we got a lot of racing action, including this announcement. So it is closing on halfway, but we'll go ahead and do it. Well, you know what? I take that back. I was about to say, we're going to cover this 3 wide action for just a moment, but they got it sorted out as Hudson now falls in line behind Miles. Fuller's just slow in 3 and 4. Losing a bunch of time to Miles there on quarter entry. It's a drag race down the front stretch. We'll continue to watch this, but I'm happy to announce that starting tomorrow night, Turn 1 broadcasting at Sim 500. Join forces to bring you the Cooks Landscaping. Let me do this. Let me tell. Yeah, there we go. The Cooks Landscaping or Landscape Group Cup Series to you live right here on Turn 1 starting tomorrow night. So if you're familiar with the Sim 500 crew, you're going to want to tune in because we're going to bring you some Cup Series action starting tomorrow night. Same time, same channel, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here on Turn 1. We appreciate them trusting us to be able to call that Cup Series for the remainder of the season. And we're going to kick it off at Chicagoland this time, tomorrow night, right here on every platform you can find us streaming, Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. That's Turn 1 Broadcasting. Tommy Ryan continues to lead, but Mike Keller has closed in. Those two tires have certainly fallen off here just a bit, but they remain up front with Kelly have about 10 lap newer tires, and you're gonna see it right there. Kelly's gonna look to the inside of Ryan. Mike's gonna be able to hold it down there, but Ryan's gonna have the RPM coming off the corner, but he's not done yet. Ryan's gonna squeeze and get him cleared here, but Kelly, I think, I would assume here is biding his time. These two have really just gone out front. Troy Hoyt and Glenn Campbell, though, back behind him. Again, some more lap 33 or 23 drivers who come down pit road. Pedro Mojica has started to really slide back a little bit, now sitting 5th. He's not pit yet tonight. Stephen Miles has it, and those drivers, they should have to come down pit road here probably in the next 10 laps. They are obviously running what race fuel they started with. Tyler Dalton sitting 8th. They are running the fuel they started the race on. And we've had 2 or 3 cautions, so that's certainly going to help, but maybe to the tune to 8 to 10 laps. So like I mentioned, we should see these drivers come down pit road here in the next 5 to 7 laps. Kelly continues to work on Ryan as they come out of 4. About a car length splits those two drivers. Troy Hoyt having a really strong night here tonight. He's up 9 spots, currently sitting 3rd. Glenn Campbell, he's been no stranger to some on-track drama. Was involved, he got sent through the grass. Him and Justin Fuller made contact back around lap 25. But right now he's recovered, sitting 4th. As you see now, that's Joe Hudson. A lap down car, not a factor there underneath Glenn Campbell, at least not a factor for position. Drive away there as they roll through 1 and 2. Ryan continues out front. But here comes Kelly. Down to the inside, is going to challenge for the lead again. Side by side as they work off the corner. Kelly cannot unwind the wheel there. That's going to keep that car bound down on the bottom. Ryan's going to hang on to that spot. We still have not seen kind of the fast 4 come down pit road. That's Mojica, Miles, Fuller, Foudy. I'm sorry, Mojica, Miles, Fuller, and Dalton. Not come down pit road just yet. Neither is Anthony Calatoni. He's currently sitting 12th. Outside of that, we've seen everybody visit pit road at least once here tonight. For 100 laps of Charlotte Motor Speedway action right here on turn 1. But again, I suspect we will have to see these drivers come down at some point. But without a caution, this is going to hurt. They're going to go a lap down. Everybody has to stop once more, but once you pit, you're kind of stuck there. You do not want to see a yellow flag come out. Ryan and Kelly continue to play back and forth. Kelly drove it in hard into 3 and 4, but wasn't able to capitalize. Well, there he goes. Wasn't able to quite get underneath him and clear him, but now Mike Kelly takes the lead. Lap number 59. Kelly going to continue to drive away here. Again, newer tires on that 53 is going to help him out. As Hoyt now starts to set sail and set his eyes on that 6 car. His top 3 doesn't really have a ton to worry about. Glenn Campbell is some second 30 off of Troy Hoyt. We still have not seen the driver of the 50 come down pit road. Stephen Miles, there it is, actually. Now that I say that, here comes Fuller as well. Some of the fast cars throughout the night coming down pit road. Dalton's going to join them. And so is Calatoni. Under green, costly pit stops for those drivers. Tommy Ryan. Under a little bit of pressure, Troy Hoyt was on the inside as they came out of turn number 2. They come across a stripe here. Miles now all by his lonesome here at Charlotte coming down pit road. This will not be the end of the 24s night, at least from a speed position, from a speed perspective. This is not a super speedway, so you can pit by yourself. It doesn't really change the dynamic too much. And we're going to see Miles hit pit road there. Kelly remains our leader. Troy Hoyt, I'm sorry, Tommy Ride, Troy Hoyt, Glenn Campbell, Seth Feldy, your top 5. As our top 5 is really spread out now. And let's go back here and take a look. Justin Fuller cycling back out P20. So back in 20th place position, the 51 car. Now, with that being said, he can go the rest of the way here tonight. The rest of this field has to stop. But it just depends on where that stop happens. If it happens under caution, they're in a good spot. Or they're in a bad spot, rather, because that's going to trap them a lap down. They're going to have to race their way through the field. If it stays green, this could cycle out. Pay close attention to that and talk that story up here as they come across the stripe to take lap 65. This is not for position. That's Hudson underneath Ryan. He's going to squeeze by there. Joe last time down pit road. Let's take a look. Mr. Hudson, where were you decked down? Mr. Hudson was down on lap number 33. So able to get by Ryan here now. Now really he would love to squeeze by the 53 before it's all said and done. And speaking of Ryan, and we need to take a close look at Glenn Campbell as well. Those two drivers are going to have to come down pit road here somewhere in the next 15 to 20 laps. They were not going to make it the whole way. Again, back down pit road lap 23 with about a 50 lap run on these cars on a green conditioned track. So, you know what, that's going to get you to what, 73 or so. And, you know, with a couple cautions at play there, but not as many. Going to help them out as we see, who is that? Is that Kevin England? No, that was not Kevin. Who was that? That was, trying to take a look at who that car was that drove by our leader. Either way, Mike Kelly continues to dominate here. Hudson's now is going to squeeze by. That was the 20 that was able to get by, get his, at least to get a lap back. The 20 car driven by Bill Schoonover. Hudson continuing to battle our leader right here. I don't think this is what the 51 or the 53 wants to see, though. He doesn't want that lap down car just to sit there. And yep, there it is. He's starting to lose time back there to Troy Hoyt. What was 0.6 of a second now is falling all the way back to 0.4. Kelly's going to get back out front, though. Going to start to drive away just like that. But not what you want to see, that lap down car just kind of sit there and loiter underneath you. That takes away a lot of the lanes here. This Charlotte Motor Speedway is good for 2 lanes, especially on corner exit, but that's basically it. But even then, you're going to lose the opportunity to unwind the car and put it in a place that, or put it in a position on track that you want to run it. And we saw that just come to fruition there with Kelly and Joe Hudson side by side. Taking a look back here with Fuller once again. He's gained a couple spots. He's got Stephen Miles, Tyler Dalton right there with him as well. Again, these drivers are free and clear for the rest of the race. They may come down, if a caution comes out, they may take the pit. But I assume they want to take the wave around. We'll see how this all shakes out. But either way, I would assume that they would want to wave around here and stay out. They are good on fuel. Will this work to their favor with the rest of the field needing to come down pit road before it's all said and done? While we've got the opportunity, we haven't really rode on board with anybody tonight. Let's ride on board the 71 car. That's Seth Faldy there, making it look easy here as he rolls around Charlotte Motor Speedway, sitting 4th, up 28 spots on the night. Let's ride on board with Mr. Faldy. And we're going to start to see those pit stops come. Here comes Glenn Campbell down pit road. First driver to pit for the top 5. Mike Kelly continues to lead here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, lap number 75. And here you see it. Our leader down pit road. Green flag pit stops officially in effect. Tommy Ryan's going to follow him down. Doesn't look like anybody else in the top 10. That is going to give Troy Hoyt the lead here at Charlotte. 25 laps to go. This is what Fuller, Miles, Dalton, Calatoni, Joey Gattina, and others wanted to see here. They wanted to see this all play out. Green flags stay out. Troy Hoyt is going to hit pit road. He is going to relinquish the lead over to Seth Foudy, who's going to lead a lap here at Charlotte. Again, group pit stops as we see Dalton squeeze by there. That's going to put him on the lead lap. Miles and Fuller have already squeezed by as well. Green flag stops in full effect here, and while they're going to have those newer tires, are they going to have enough time to run them back down? That'll be the question. How much of a lead did Fuller, Miles, and Dalton get before these stops happened? We can start to tell that picture here in just a little bit, as Fuller now has already worked his way back up into 9th place on the lead lap. Leading the pack of what I would call the Fast Four. Mike Kelly didn't lose a ton of time here either, actually. He is a lap down, but he's going to be kind of right in sequence here. We see Kelly coming out of 4 right there. Fuller is rolling midway through 1 as Foudy's going to hit pit road. Gerald Livingston, Ron Holyfield, all hitting pit road. Out front now, Dalton England. He still has about, I would call, maybe 10 laps left. He was last out on lap number 33. So he wouldn't need, oh, the caution's out. That's going to shake it up. Kevin England involved. And a couple others. Looks like Kevin may have towed and we missed that. Let's see if we can take a look and find out what happened. The driver of the 127. Oh, he may have had a little bit of help from the 23. That is a huge incident coming out of 4, and not the way that Kevin, I think, wanted to end his night. Under caution here once again at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This will shake things up quite a bit, and let's talk about why. As Dalton England comes down pit road, Alan Wild's going to hit really pretty much everybody here in the top 4 or 5 are going to come down. Justin Fuller is going to also pit. That is why I was going to bring this up. They still have tires in the pits, these Fast 5, but everybody came down. I'm kind of surprised to see that. Maybe everybody was saving that set of tires. One driver who did not pit, but he had just come down pit road there about 5 laps ago. Mike Kelly is going to re-inherit the lead here. And he's going to have a little bit of headway back behind him. Dalton England's going to win the race off pit road. Alan Wild, Byra Daly. Fuller stuck in his box. He may lose a spot there. Miles, nope, he's not going to. Then Miles, England, or I'm sorry, Tyler Dalton and a couple others. So really, this could be Mike Kelly's opportunity to shine. Pit strategy coming into play here. And we're into closing laps. Under the lights at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You're watching Turn 1. It is going to be an 18-lap sprint to the finish at this 1.5 miles. Charlotte Motor Speedway under the lights for the Sunday Night Thunder crew right here on turn 1. Mike Kelly up front. Couldn't have picked a better time to pit under green. Kelly inheriting the lead with this caution. Seth Foudy, Alan Wild, Dalton England, and Justin Fuller, your top 5. Really pretty much every bit of strategy, thoughts, you know, race planning out the window with the 53 up front. Pace car is going to head down pit road. This is going to be a wild 18 laps. You're done saving tires. Oh, nope, they're going to call it off. They're going to have to come down, or the pace car, they're going to pick one more lap here. I think there was a car out of position. They're going to wave it around, but that's okay. As we talked about just a little while ago, again, I want to, I'm really excited to announce the Cooks Landscape Group Sim 500 Cup Series coming to you live right here on Turn 1, beginning tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here on Turn 1. I'm really excited for this. We're going Cup racing with Sim 500 for the next 20 races or so remaining on that Cup Series schedule. I want to say thank you to them for allowing us to come on board and call those races. The new home of the Cooks Landscape Group Cup Series right here on Turn 1. As we mentioned, this restart is going to be pretty much, well, let's put it this way. It could be the last restart. It may not be, but it could be. And you got to get everything you can. Keep a close eye on that 51, the 19, the 24. The Cal Tony 84 machine can't be count out either. Seth Foudy, Mike Kelly on the front row. Perfect timing on pit strategy. Plays off. And they're going to be back in the lead. In the restart zone to go. The green flag back out. 17 to go. Kelly with a great restart. Foudy able to shut the door. Here comes England on the high line. That's Byron Daly up there as well, battling side by side. Him and England. A drag race down the backstretch. Fuller's right there. Miles is with him as well. Miles goes high, gets really tight in the corner. All over the bumper of the 51. Up front, though, Mike Kelly continues to lead. And this is where as I was talking about, really, any opportunities you got, you've got to get early, because I tell you what, Mike Kelly has a chance to run away here. And everybody having some trouble getting away from one another. You see Daly and Fuller. Now now Dalton England side by side. And Tyler Dalton, Justin Fuller, they have nowhere to go. And laps ticking down. Byron Daly is able to get by Dalton England there for third. That's going to open the door for Fuller and Tyler Dalton. But Fuller gets tight. Dalton's going to take that spot away. We go up front. Seth Foudy starting to look underneath the 53 of Mike Kelly. By the way, the fastest lap of the night just got ran. Byron Daly at 29.17. Now he's looking underneath Seth Foudy. Daly says, "No, sir, I don't need these. Tires. Let's burn the good right off of them, because we're going up front." And I tell you what, the 06 may be on to something. This is on the inside of P2 with 13 laps to go. Fuller looks like he's going to at least try to squeeze by Dalton England. I tell you what, these two fighting for second. This is Seth Foudy here. And Byron Daly, but now Foudy looking underneath the 53. Byron Daly all over the bumper of the 71. It's a drag race. 2 by 2 they go. Off into one. Foudy's going to take the lead on the bottom. Seth Foudy, your new leader. 12 laps remaining. Daly to the bottom. Mike Kelly's going to cycle to the high side. He has not been able to give back to the bottom just yet. Meanwhile, Fuller, Dalton, and England have not gone anywhere. They're marred back there between 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And really just had nowhere on track to go. You see him tied to the bumper. Daly, oh no, Dalton, England. Big blink there. Is he going to come back? It doesn't look like. But now Daly on the inside of Fuller. And then Mike Kelly trying to shut the door on the 51. I'm not sure what happened to Dalton England. He is all gone now. But the 51 finally got it figured out. He's looking underneath Mike Kelly. Side by side as they come out of 4. It gets tight there. The 51 couldn't shut the door. Couldn't get the pass done. 9 to go. Driver in the wall. Fuller and Kelly side by side as they roll through turn 2. Here comes Stephen Miles on the outside. Daly's in trouble on the high line. He's not going to have anywhere to go. Miles is going to sneak past both of them and take that 3rd spot away. 8 laps remaining. Oh, they're going to spread out wide. Miles got into the wall, I believe. Meanwhile, Seth Foudy is liking what he's seeing in the rear view, and all that momentum that Fuller, Miles, and co had, it's all gone. Fuller's going to go to the high line. Kelly's back up to 2nd. It's going to be a 3-wide tight squeeze. England late to the part. Tyler Dalton able to recover there and did not stick his nose underneath everybody. Really saved everyone. Meanwhile, Kelly now in trouble. Here comes Fuller on the inside. Tyler Dalton right behind him. Fuller runs tight to the left rear of the 53. Dives it in strong. Makes contact with the 53. They able to save it. Fuller with a big push from Tyler Dalton. Kelly holding up the high line there. Miles not able to get around. Meanwhile, Seth Foudy out front by 6/10. It's a 3-wide drag race down the backstretch. Tyler Dalton squeezes around Daly. 2, 3 cars sideways on corner entry. Tyler Dalton now underneath Mike Kelly. 5 laps to go here at Charlotte. 3 wide again as they roll through 1 and 2. Tons of runs and nowhere to go. By the way, this is all battling. These 5 cars, 6 cars really, all battling for 2nd place as Kelly now is going to get single filed out with Miles behind him. Foudy out front. Oh no, caution! Oh no, the 83. Scott Cosenda involved. A lot of damage on the front end there. Under caution, and I think this is going to take us to NASCAR overtime. That is not what Seth Foudy wanted to see. The 71 car was out front, 0.8 of a second. Had Mike Kelly and the rest of them battling back there. Nobody was going to run him down. And unfortunately, the caution's going to come out here. And Seth Foudy's going to have the restart of a Sim 500 ARCA season career coming up. We're going to step aside. You're watching Turn 1. Even I had to take a moment to reset there and catch my breath. The Sim 500 Sunday Night Thunder group right here on Turn 1 getting ready to take on NASCAR Overtime. 71 car. Seth Foudy in the lead. Mike Kelly, Stephen Miles, Tyler Dalton, and Justin Fuller, your top 5. Really quick, by the way, want to shout out King and Barry over on Twitch for the follows. Thanks so much for being here over on the Twitch home of Turn 1 Broadcasting. I see a bunch of you watching on Facebook and YouTube. If you haven't already done so, do me a favor. Like the stream if you haven't already. Get us a little bit of a boost there with the algorithms. We would love to get that support from you, either on Facebook or YouTube. We'd appreciate it. So, it all shakes down to this. NASCAR Overtime. Seth Foudy, Mike Kelly. Your front row. Foudy's going to take the bottom. Stephen Miles, Tyler Dalton, Justin Fuller, your top 5. Foudy needs a phenomenal restart right here. Needs to not spin the tires. Needs to get the car rolling quick. And he also needs to see that 24 behind him. Maybe tangle up with that 53. This is going to be track position. And Arrow going to dominate here in the last few laps. Everybody's on equal tires. You've got what you've got as the pace car. Lights are off and going to head down pit road. Foudy, Kelly, side by side into the restart zone. Green flag is out. We're ARCA overtiming it here at Charlotte. Kelly does not get rolling on the high line. We saw several cars really bunch up there. Foudy out front by a car length. Here comes Miles. Fuller's going to make contact with Kelly there. Miles, though, out front. Foudy tries to block. Miles goes high. Another caution. We're looking for it here. Oh, no. Glenn Campbell and Zach Hummel involved. Foudy able to stay out front. Miles was able to leverage. Remember, he was just on the inside, underneath or behind the 71, able to leverage the fact that Mike Kelly didn't get rolling very well. And take that second spot away. Now Kelly's going to be on the inside row too. We're going to see, I believe, at least one more attempt at a green-white checkered finish here tonight. For the Sunday Night Thunder ARCA series right here on Turn 1. We're going to take a moment and step aside one more time. Will Seth Foudy be able to get that another restart under his belt? We're going to find out. You're watching Turn 1. pace car lights are off. One more time as Seth Foudy and Stephen Miles on your front row get ready to bring this field back up to speed here. A second attempt at overtime tonight for the Sunday Night Thunder Sim 500 group right here on Turn 1. Hello, everybody. I'm Sean Fitz. I appreciate you being here. The 71 and the 24. They've been battling off and on the last 30 to 40 laps. They're going to have another chance here to squeeze a top spot away from one another. Foudy's going to need a strong restart on that inside line. Can he get a jump on the 24 into the restart zone? They see the green flag. Attempt number 2 underway. Miles really doesn't get rolling. Seth Foudy out front. Free and clear. That may have been the restart he needed. Kelly down the inside of Miles. Tyler Dalton, Justin Fuller, nowhere to go. Half a lap away from seeing the white flag is the 71. Kelly and Miles side by side. Here comes Anthony Calatoni. Look on the inside of that third row. The white flag is out one more time for the 71. A little bit of wall contact there from somebody, but they just cannot get off the run here. Kelly on the bottom. Stephen Miles, Tyler Dalton. It's going to be a race for second and third. They're wrecking back, but nonetheless, Seth Foudy played the pit strategy perfect, and he's going to bring home the checkered flag here in Charlotte. Mike Kelly able to bring home P2, and Stephen Miles avoided the chaos. Brad Holm third place, Tyler Dalton and Justin Fuller round out your top 5. We're going to step aside for just a moment, bring you some post-race coverage right here on Turn 1. His drivers ready to go with haste tonight as Foudy burns it down on the front stretch. We'll talk quickly to Stephen Miles. Stephen, thanks so much for being here so quick. A tough night in the 24. Looks like that either aero or track position, something not playing well. Really a tough battle back there in the top 4. Talk to me about your night.
Yeah, it was I guess a regular night in the ARCA car, man. Didn't have really too much of a tire fall off like I expected it that first run, and it was a tire strategy with only 2 sets and all these cautions, so you wanted to be the right one to get the track position and wherever, so not or whatever. So I think me and Fuller had the same strategy, and I would like for that to play it out a little bit longer to get a little bit more laps on those guys' tires, because I knew that was their last set, but the caution fell perfectly for them, and right there at the end, it was just go time, man. I don't know if I got a little damage on the back end, but right there at the end, just trying to use that outside. But it was good teamwork, good restart by the teammates, and the second place just kept a side draft on me and kept me at bay for from getting to that first place car. That caution before, I was right on his outside. I really wanted to just send it in to try to get the lead before the flag came out, just so I could control the race, but unfortunately, it wasn't like this, so I guess back-to-back P3s it is.
Steven, yeah, I was about to say another 9, another top 3, but talk to me about being on that high line, which seemingly you were there quite a bit. Is it really difficult just to be able to get by a car here, especially with, you know, somebody just off your nose?
That's one thing I like about iRacing, man. It's kind of realistic. That first run, the high line was the main line. I mean, everybody was going up there and passing, but after 50s, well, I think 70 laps up there, it wasn't the main line no more. Get up there and it was just too tight. I realized the first couple laps, that last run, that, you know, it was so hard to pass. I mean, aero and with the tire wear, and I guess the filter rubber up there, it was just so tight. So I wanted to get to the inside, but it is what it is, man. And even right there on the outside of, I think, Kelly, I was just super tight with fresh tires, and I even put a lot of fuel in there to try to keep it, loose. But I think I did it wrong, man. I think it made it extra tighter, so I learned from that.
Well, Stephen Miles going to bring home 2 top 3s in a row. Stephen, congratulations on the finish here tonight. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll talk to the driver of the 71, Seth Foudy. Seth, congratulations. What a call to come down pit road there on lap 75. Did you think tonight you'd be sitting in victory lane at the start of this race?
I can't say at the start of the race, because for one, I had a poor qualifying there. I kind of got qualifying late and just didn't get to get out there in time to be able to finish. But yeah, I mean, we had a good race overall. We actually drove up towards the front, kind of towards the beginning. So I knew we were fast. I knew there was no issues there. I knew on the long run that we would be strong. So, once I think I had gotten that accident, there was an accident or whatever, and I ended up having to go down pit road and get some damage fixed, and that put me at the back again. And, we were able to get everything fixed on the car and get back out there and fight to get up front. So the caution coming out late was kind of a little bit of a worry there once I got the lead. I know how these guys are. There's a lot of talented drivers in here, and you just, you never know when you get these guys behind you what kind of racing you're going to get. It's always going to be good and it's going to be clean, but it's going to be tough. So I knew it was going to be a tough win, and I'm really excited about it. And of course, I had Mike, teammate there from Turn 1 Heroes. Him and I battling it out there. Mike's an amazing driver, and he's definitely no slouch on any track. So we got down there towards the end, and we always tell each other, hey man, like, you give it your all and I'm going to give it up my all, and let's see where we end up. So, and that's what we did. So we were able to pull out a victory tonight. It was a good win.
Yeah, able to bring home the checkered flag here after a great pit call and controlling the race the rest of the night. Seth Foudy, your winner here tonight in Charlotte. Seth, thanks for the time.
Hey, thank you so much.
And with that, we'll quickly talk to Mike Kelly, who was able to bring home P2 tonight. Mike, congratulations on that second place spot. Led some laps here tonight. Talk to me about your night in the 53 and how critical it was to be up front here late.
Well, Sean, I'll tell you, it was a pretty wild one from my perspective. I went through about a 6-pack on the shorts for the night. Luckily, I had a full pack of Hanes to start the race off with, and needed every single one of them. But the car ran really good all night long, and I screwed by a yellow flag again. I'm not saying I would have won that race. I would have been in a better position to win the race, but of course the yellow comes out 4 or 5 laps after I pit and gives everybody a little bit fresher tires than me. So that was probably the difference. Luckily, I was able to hold everybody else off besides Seth, but I probably didn't fight Seth quite as hard as I fought some of those other guys. But I'm getting sick of losing to him. He's been beating me a lot lately, so I might have to get a little more stiffer next time I see him coming up behind me. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, I had to really race my butt off there after that yellow because I knew I was at a tire deficit, so I probably pissed a few people off. But that's okay. It's all fun. It's ARCA racing at its finest, and it was a great race.
Mike, how critical, you talked about being on a tire deficit here, and it didn't sound like the fall-off was as severe as maybe some drivers expected, but how critical was it to be on that inside versus outside on a restart, and how much did dirty air play affect and kind of that fight for second back?
Well, a perfect example of it was when I pitted at, what was it, maybe lap 40, and Tommy Ryan had pitted, I think, around lap 24. So I caught him, and, by the time I caught him, I had some laps on my tires, and it, as you saw, it took me a long time to get around him, and just all you got to do is really, even with the tire deficit, you kind of just had to go to the top and pinch him down. But it didn't work on Seth, but it worked on everybody else, and I learned it from trying to get around Tommy for about 10 laps. So I would say this ARCA car, no matter where you go, it seems to be pretty good on any groove, but a lot of the tracks you can run up high, and it's so hard to get around anybody. But it makes for a lot of fun trying and a lot of exciting racing for the fans that are watching, probably.
It absolutely does. Mike Kelly, congratulations on P2 here tonight. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again here real soon, and we appreciate the time.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sean. Appreciate it.
And with that, we're going to wrap up race coverage. Hey, Jay, we see you over on the YouTube side. No, this is 100% live and on the iRacing on the iRacing service. So with that, we're going to wrap up race coverage. As we announced around lap 50 tonight, we are back live tomorrow night for the Cook Landscape Groups Cup Series for the Sim 500 team. Same time, same channel, right here on Turn 1. We look forward to that, our first Cup Series race for Sim 500 in a hot minute. We're looking forward to the racing action. On behalf of the league admins, I'm Sean Fitz. We appreciate your time tonight. We'll talk to you real soon. Again, we'll talk to you again here real soon tomorrow night. Bye-bye now.
We control the airwaves, no negotiation.